Find critical values and the extreme values for the function f of x equals sine x plus cosine x on interval 0 to 2 pi. All right, so we will first want to find critical values. So we're going to take the first derivative of this function, set it equal to 0 and solve for x. And then, remember, any extreme value will occur at a critical value or at one of the two endpoints, right? Not guaranteed, right? But those are only possibilities. So what should we do first? Well, just find the critical values, right? Let's find the first derivative of this guy here, right? So we got sine x plus cosine x. So we can just use the sum rule here, right? The derivative of sine is cosine, and the derivative of cosine is negative sine, right? That's the derivative. So we want to set this derivative equal to 0 and solve. Okay, there's a couple ways that we can do this. Well, let's just add the sine x to both sides. So we can find, okay, where does cosine of x equal the sine of x? Okay? So this is one way to do this. Of course, you can use a unit circle to help you with this. Another way we can do this is we can divide both sides by cosine x, for example, right? So what do we end up with? 1 is equal to tangent of x, right? So we can either figure out, where does cosine equal sine, or where does tangent equal 1? Okay, of course we should get the same answers either case, either way that we do this, okay, but we should get pi over 4 and 5 pi over 4, right? That's where tangent is equal to 1. All right, so then how many critical values do we have here? We know that the endpoints automatically are a critical value, right? But, well, yeah, pi over 4 and 5 pi over 4. In this case, right, these are within our interval here. Okay. Of course, we can get multiples of 2 pi, but I already know that we're going to be, if we add 2 pi to this or subtract 2 pi, right, we're going to be out of this domain, given domain. Okay. So in this case, we're going to have 4 critical values. Okay. So let's take a look here, right? What is f of 0, right? We'll do that one. We can find f of pi over 4. Right, we can find f of 5 pi over 4, and we can find f of 2 pi. So what do we happen when we plug into 0 here? Right, we get sine of 0 plus the cosine of 0. Okay, sine of 0 is 0, cosine of 0 is 1. And what about happens when we plug in pi over 4 in here? Okay, well, the sine of pi over 4 plus the cosine of pi over 4, right? This is just rad 2 over 2. So rad 2 over 2 plus rad 2 over 2, which is, well, that's just radical 2. Right? Radical 2 approximately, right? Approximately 1.4. Okay. What about 5 pi over 4? The sine of 5 pi over 4 plus the cosine of 5 pi over 4. Remember, 5 pi over 4 is in quadrant 3. So I know this is negative rad 2 over 2 plus another negative rad 2 over 2, right? This is just negative rad 2, which, once again, approximately negative 1.4. Now what about 2 pi, right? The sine of 2 pi plus the cosine of 2 pi. Similarly, that's 0 plus 1, which gives us 1 here. Okay. So we have these 4 values, right? For these 4 critical values, which one is the min? Well, this one's going to be the minimum value right here, right? The negative 1.4. That's going to be our minimum value. And which was the maximum value? In this case, 1.4. Okay, so on this interval only, right? On this interval only, negative 1.4 or negative radical 2 is our min value. And radical 2, which is approximately 1.4, that will be our max value.